Okay, I think we have a couple of minutes past one, so I think that we could softly start our meeting. So welcome everyone to our call today. I have a pleasure to do this call together with my partner Martin Stepankowski. Hi, Martin. And our partners from BIMobject and Grenton as well. So I think you will introduce yourself. So maybe you can introduce yourself as the beginning. So.
Okay, so maybe I will start. So hello, I'm Carolina, and I'm a technical expert from the BIMobject company.
Thank you. And Marek?
Okay, hello, nice to meet you. My name is Marek Konieczny. I work for Grenton as a technical and commercial advisor.
Great, thank you. So, and we have me and Martin. So Martin, maybe you want to say a few words.
Yeah. So my name is Martin Stepankowski. I'm co-founder of SunRoof, and I'm responsible for developing our company in CE region, so mostly in Poland right now. And this is the region that I am responsible for and focus on.
Good, thank you. So I have a question regarding the sharing of the screen. Is everything looks good? Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, and my name is Lech Kaniuk, and I'm also co-founder of SunRoof, and yeah, responsible for the holding company in our expansion. So a little bit shortly about our company. We started in Sweden, and the idea came from actually my brother, who's a construction engineer, and the thinking was, why should roofs with PV installation look so ugly, and can't you do that in a nicer way so it looks good? The solutions at the time, and still many, are also thin foil solutions, which are quite low power, which looks good, are integrated, but they don't produce a lot of electricity. So the idea was, how can we actually create a roof made of glass modules with a higher power output? And we managed to create our first roofs quite a few years ago. But we started our expansion basically in 2020. So starting with Poland, and from Poland we started to enter into Germany this year. We have done projects or started pilots in other countries as well, but Sweden, Poland, and Germany are our main markets. And we're looking for doing pilots and licensing our roof also in other markets. And thanks to our technology, we'll talk about it a little bit later, we actually don't have any competitor that is producing more electricity than the house actually need. So this actually is a very interesting idea, because just a few years ago, and still many people are thinking around PV installations, that is something you put on your roof. It's not very pleasant looking, and you only have a small installation so that you reduce your electrical bill, but you are still purchasing energy from a power utility company. Now, when you install a sunroof on the whole roof, and even in Sweden, in many cases, you can actually produce more energy than the house need. And that's quite interesting. And a few years ago, this didn't really make sense most of the time. But when we start to think about that, electrical vehicle starts not to be only that it's an expensive Tesla and something futuristic, but actually most producers today offer a range of different electrical vehicles, and they start to be more and more popular. They consume quite a lot of energy, actually. So if you look at electrical vehicles, they consume basically the same amount as you would use for for heating your house. So with one electrical vehicle, you're increasing the consumption quite a lot. So if you actually are producing energy that is enough for powering your house and for the heating, and then you have excess energy, you're actually fueling also your car. And looking at the cars today, they also are very beautiful. I don't know how many of you have driven electrical vehicles, but that's very fun, and they are very smooth and quiet. So we really see that the future of house and the sustainable life and living doesn't have to compromise on the aesthetics, on the fun part, on the environment, and on profitability. So we think that there's a brilliant future ahead of us, where we actually can have beautiful buildings producing electricity for our living, and not only in the house, but also transportation. So yeah, so as mentioned, these old ugly roofs are not really pleasant to see, and of course this is how we would like to the future to look like. In this picture, you have a very basic overview how the roof is constructed. So we can say that we do roofs in a very, very similar way how you construct normal roofs, having the 3 layers of roof membrane, then you have wood battens, and on top of that, tiles. In a roof plus PV, then on top of the tiles, you have the mounting system, and then you have the PV panels on top. But with the sunroof, we have a membrane, we have wood battens, and then we have the tile, which is a glass module. And the difference is only that the membrane has to be a special membrane, so that it can cope with the UV radiation and the environment it works with. The wood construction we use, this is similar, but it has different spacing and different dimensions, so that we create an air tunnel that ventilates the module so they don't overheat. And then on top of the wood buttons, we have our modules, which is also the tile. And this is a very similar, a simple construction, and it has a lot of benefits when we are doing like this, because we can do many different types of roofs where it's easy to do on old buildings, re-roofs, renovations, but also new constructions. And with the glass module, it's basically, you could say it's layers of glass, and in between you have the solar cells, and there's no frames. The roof and the construction we do is the frame we frame it into the building. So it's a very nice construction. If we do carports or other types of roofs, and we don't have anything below it, we actually have a partially transparent roof, which also gets some lights coming in also below this module. So we really like the sleek design, and here is a few projects. So this first project here, which is something in Sweden called a naturhus. Naturhus means usually it's combined greenhouse with a house. This is a half-half, as you see. There are some projects where you actually have a house inside a greenhouse. So very, very cool projects. These are called naturhus in Sweden. And this is one of my favorite projects where we're really, really proud of the sunroof. On this picture, you don't see the garage. The garage is also built with the same wood outside, and then also sunroof on top. So we have videos on our YouTube channel. You can actually see drone flyby showing these buildings from the top. And this is another picture. On this picture, the garage on to the left is actually not yet finished. So the roof there is, yeah, you can't really see it ready yet. Then this is a project we've done in Switzerland. It was an amazing project to do during the first hard lockdowns with COVID. So it was a brilliant job. And I think Martin and his team did a brilliant job to actually carry this out. So lovely, lovely house there. This is also a very cool project in Poland, and we really like the design of this house, where you have like part of the house is one color, the other part is another, but you also have this mimicking the colors also on the roof. So if you take a closer look, you see that some parts of the glass is darker and the other ones are not. So the darker part is the active area of the sunroof, and this is dimensioned so that the customer wanted to have a 10 kilowatt peak size PV installation. So we have dimensioned this for the customer. But as you see, the other part of the roof are also in glass, so you get a more cohesive design of the whole roof. It looks really, really good. Also, the red part is red colored glass. But if you look also closer, you can see that these parts are the same size as our module. So if this customer in the future would like to increase his power output, it will be quite easy for us to take out those, let's call them blinders, and then put in active modules to increase the power output from this roof. Brilliant, I think, in terms of the execution and the design. Really like that it's also two colored. Really, really cool project in Poland. And this is an example of a re-roof in Sweden. Old house, and you can also see that if there are chimneys, we do some metal sheeting works around, so that wherever we can't fill in with the modules, we are doing that with either glass or a cheaper ways to do it with just metal sheets. And these are multi apartment buildings in Sweden. At the coast, also very, very nice. So this is an example of bigger roofs. And I think the biggest roof so far in SunRoof has been 1,500 square meters. So we can do quite a lot of different roofs. We're showing a lot of residential, but we also do other types of roofs. And here are a few also examples of roof renovations. And to the right, you can see that they just did it on the garage. That customer has bought electrical vehicles, obviously, and to the left is also an example of a roof which has some chimneys and roof ventilations coming through. This is also one really interesting project. Actually, this house was only repainted and put a sunroof on top, and it looks like $1 million worth more than previously. So it was not a lot done inside the house, but this is an example of a very, very old house, which after only the painting and installation of sunroof actually went to become a plus house, so to call it in Sweden. So that it actually is not a passive house, it's a plus house producing more energy than it actually uses. So a brilliant also example of a roof renovation and how a house, even a renovation, can look brilliantly. So, and yeah, to complement this, we are also doing carports. We have actually delivered carports to Volvo Polestar. We have another big brand of electrical vehicles that has ordered a carport. I'm not sure we are actually able to tell more about that, but we also want to deliver something for the residential market. So we have a 1, 2, and 3 car carports that we can deliver, and this is one of the designs we're working on right now. And as you see, using the glass modules, which are partially transparent, you also get this quite nice visibility also through the glasses. We have a partner program. I don't know, Martin, would you like to say a few words about the partner program?
Yes, of course. So we have 4 kinds of partners right now. The first type of partner is ambassador. We call it ambassador, but it's I would say that this is a type of partner mainly for architects, that they can just offer to the customer and said that this is a quite good product, and we can just took all the sales and the process. We are just receiving the leads from this partner. And the second one is the sales partner. So this is connected to whole process of selling our products. So it need to close the sale. So the commission here is bigger, but the process is, I would say, medium hard. The third one is installer. This is the type of cooperation for roofers. mainly roofers, because we are using the roofers, that our installation teams are not just the PV installation teams. We need people that can make the flashings and all connected to the roofs. And the fourth one is JV partners. So this is just to people who want to co-fund some sunroof in the markets that we are not right now.
Great, thank you, Martin. Yeah, and then finishing our first part here, before also letting our partners to present more interesting stuff from them, would like to tell you a little bit about the contest we have on contest.sunroof.se. You can read a little bit more. We did this last year, so Design of the Future, and we had a lot of great projects that came in and was very interesting. And we want to see and play a little bit how to create house and carport of the future with sunroof and using then BIMobject and Grenton smart home systems. So we really believe that it's worth promoting that. Yeah, the future can be very beautiful, very smart, and comfortable without any compromises actually, and really exciting to see that the green and eco living being actually a dream living. Many years ago, I think most people thinking about eco was thinking about being, having to pay much more for less good products because it was just eco and environmental friendly. But we see that this is actually not the case. It's very exciting. So we want to get as many people as possible to engage in this, and we have a lot of interesting and great partners that are participating, and we want to really see a lot of different projects that we can promote and maybe do something together. We as Sunroof are also looking at doing reference objects, and where we can actually participate or discount quite heavily. So with interesting projects, we might also be interested to execute on that's what's coming in. So if not, then we also have a prize pool of €7,000 for the winners here. Yeah, I think this would be the first part, and let me see. I don't know if is it Karina that will be next, or who will be next?
I think I will have a second part. Yeah.
Sorry. Yes, good. Thank you, Mike. So stopping to share the screen, and please take over.
Okay. Can you see my presentation?
Yes.
Okay. So once more, I will introduce myself. My name is Marek Konieczny, and I'm working for Grenton as a technical and commercial advisor. And what I would like to say today, I would like to introduce the Polish leading automation system, also well known as a smart home. I will shortly try to convince you that innovation like home automation, integration of the multiple systems take place today. It's not only the future, so we shall be prepared and ready for it right now at this moment. Okay, as you can see on the slide, currently only 20% of householders use a smart home technology. On our domestic market, it's even less than 5%. This fact is not due to the cost, which are only a few percent of the total investment. I will talk about it later, but the main reason is the low awareness of the investors. And I think it's a huge place to work on it. So as you can see, we expect an increase. It will be really huge increase from 20 to 50%. It means that every second household will need the smart home technology, and we shall be prepared for that. Shortly about us. The Grenton was established 10 years ago in 2011. In 100% is a Polish company. The whole process since idea, scratch, making the prototype to get the certification, production, ramp up and regular production, it takes place here in Poland. All we can we make on place. I mean, production starting from the PCB production, placement of the components on it, later tests, programming. Production of enclosures also takes place here in Poland on the injection molding machines, and as well the final assembly takes place here. The same about the software, which is created here in Poland by our engineers. So our expansion covers more and more countries. Right now we are in 27 countries, markets, as you can see in the Europe, Africa, Middle East, but I think it's just the beginning. We are constantly expanding the network of the distributors in Poland and all over the world. Innovation. What means innovation? It's not easy to say it in a few words. In our opinion, it's a set of common features from 4 areas. You can see here the ecology, economy, comfort, and automation. Of course, each of us, each of users will have a different benefit as a priority. So personally, I would add one more aspect, which is safety, because we can integrate the system to the system, things like cameras, alarm systems. Something about our controllers. We can use a standard ordinary switches, and we can also manage the system by controllers and via application. I will talk about it later. So you can see here a huge variety of the different controllers, starting from touch panels, smart panels. Please remember that one touch panel or smart panel can replace 16 ordinary switches and even more if we are talking about the smart panel. And what I would like to say, please, for the special attention, don't look just for the things like the OLED display. That's another options that you can measure the temperature. You can see the light level measured by those units. What's the most important for the users, architects? It's the kind of finish. It can be finished in glass, authentic leather, wood, of course in different colors, types, so as to fit to any type of finish of the walls. Yes. Something about the application. Application by Grenton, as I said, the system can be controlled by the switches, touch panels, smart panels, and from the application. The Grenton application requires iOS from Apple or Android system, can be installed on any phone or tablets. It allows to control building locally and from anywhere in the world via Grenton's cloud. Of course, using the application and the cloud does not require additional fees as a subscription, etc. If you will need any support, just please let us know. We have experienced premium dealers, and we will be pleased to find you the proper partner who will help you with the design, assembly, configuration, quotation, things like that. So we are really open for the cooperation with engineer, with the designers, with the architects, and we will support you if you will just ask for that. Something about the cost. As I said, the cost is not the reason that people don't choose the solution like smart home. It's just a lack of knowledge and possibilities of those systems. So you can see here 3 sample buildings. One is a small flat, let's say around 60 square meters. Another is a standard house, we call it standard house, but it means about 150 square meters. And premium, there are large houses and residences, 300-400 square meters and more. And what's in the basic package? It's the control of the lights, heating, roller shutters, and a few more things. And it can cost, the cost can start for the basic apartment flat since 1,300 euro, standard home 4,200 euro, and for the residences since 600 and 500 euro. Of course, that's just those basic package. We can add many additional functionalities and create scenes that will respond to the requirements of the users. So you can also see the plus that the cost is the cost for the modules produced by our company, plus implementation cost, and this cost depend on the range of the implementation. Generally, I try to speak very shortly because as I know, I have just few minutes for the presentation, but I will wait for the questions, and I'm waiting to answer for the questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marek. This was a great presentation, and we'll have some Q&A session after Carolina. So this is
exactly. So
yours.
let me share my screen. Okay, can you see it?
Yes, we can.
That's great. Okay, so as I said at the beginning, I represent BIMobject. BIMobject is a digital platform for hosting BIM objects from all around the world. And as you can hear, we are connected with BIM, so building information modeling, which is basically creating a digital twins of the buildings with all the information needed inside. So at BIMobject, you will find many objects that are hosting not only the geometry, but also all data that is needed to create the project. And when we are designing things in that way, it helps building industry to reduce the waste. And also BIM take a new step in this eco-friendly mode. And on our website, you are able to filter objects that contains new parameters, EPD and CO2 emission. And both of that are created to allow BIM being like more eco. And about APD, environmental product declaration is a document that describes how to building affects the environment during its whole life cycle. And from our platform, you can download the objects that will allow you to do your perfect BIM projects. So I will show you how it works in Revit, and I will do this on a sunroof example. So let's search for a sunroof file, because the best way to understand BIM is to show how it works. So as you can see, you are going directly to the product page when you can see all descriptions, technical data about the product, and also the links that will guide you directly to SunRoof website. And under the downloads button, you can see all the files that SunRoof have. So here we are having ArchiCAD and Revit in both Polish and English. And now we download the international version of Revit files. And when the file is downloaded, you can open it in Revit. And now I will show you shortly how to use the texture. So you need to extract the texture folder, check the README file. Here you are having a path when you should put your texture. So you need to go to the C drive and create it here a SunRoof folder with a texture subfolder in it, and then just basically put the texture here. And when the texture is here, you can go back to your Revit file. And now it's good to go to Manage and Materials just to quickly see if everything is working. So the texture is here and the path is correct. Okay, and in a model, Revit model, you can see a welcome sheet with all the data about the SunRoof file. And in 3D, you can see the object divided into parts. So every part of the roof is visible. You can move them. But if you want to see them as a one roof, you need to go to properties and just change the way of showing. And this is just an example. So now I will show you how to use the file in your own project. So we need to create a new project in Revit. I don't choose any template here and I choose metric one. And here you have empty project. So now I will go to Manage and Transfer Project Standards. And now I will choose Materials and Roofs to transfer the SunRoof file. Okay, now you cannot see anything, but if we will go to the roof creation, you can see that the SunRoof product is here. So let's make a really simple project. I will just draw some walls just to show you how to use the file. So walls, and then I will create a floor. Okay, and now we need to create a second floor to put the roof on it. And because I didn't choose any template, I don't have any elevation views here. So I will need to create elevation view in a view tab. Okay, and now I can double click on it and I'm seeing the elevation view of my basic building. And to create the second floor, I will just copy paste the level. And in a view in plan views, I need to add the second floor to the project, and it's working right now. So now I will go to roof creation, and Revit will ask if you want to put it on the second floor. Now I'm choosing the walls on which I want to put my roof, and I'm also choosing the slope. The walls now will be connected with the roof, and if you will go to 3D, you can see the basic building with the roof. You can change all the visibility properties to see it correctly. And now we are going to change the random roof to a sunroof one. Okay, so files from BIMobject are having a lot of specific parameters. You can see them right now here in properties and also in edit type. So they help you to precisely calculate how much of each building material you need, what is energetic efficiency of your building, and many, many more. And you can also use the data inside, like the link that will lead you to the sunroof website, when you can take more info and order your roof. So thank you.
Thank you. Looks very simply.
Yeah, but sometimes it only looks like that.
Yeah, great. So we have a time for the Q&A session right now. So if there are any questions to ask, just ask using the chat. And actually, we have the first question from Kinga. I would read the question and then we can answer. So the first question is: do you have a BIM objects also for Archicad?
Yes. For sunroof, as I show, we are having both Archicad and Revit objects, but also for others objects that are on our platform, we are having Archicad, Revit, 3ds, and also a CAD files, SketchUp. So everyone will find something for him or her.
Okay, great. Are there any other questions? So maybe one question from myself to both of you, Karolina and Marek. How we can contact your company just to start cooperation? Should we use your website or maybe other type of contact? What would be the best?
Yeah, so in our website there is a contact tab, so you can there contact to cooperate with us. And if you are an architect and you just want to download our files, you just need to register, and you're free to download whatever you like. Okay.
Yeah, it looks very similar in Grenton. Of course, you can also contact to me or my colleagues, and yeah, we are waiting for and we are ready to support the designers, architects as well.
Okay, great. So the same in sunroof. I'm inviting you just to use our website and then contact us. We will recontact you directly using the contact you put. The second question that I see is we can use AutoCAD. Is it okay too?
Yeah, it's okay too. The AutoCAD files in our portal are just more the static files. So we have a lot of furniture and electrical equipment and stuff like that. About the files that are more specific, like walls, roofs, these are the components that only Revit and Archicad are using. So these are made natively just for these two softwares, because like the AutoCAD is not using them. So if you want to model 3D in AutoCAD, you need to just model the roof and add the texture on it, which you can download from the platform.
So any other questions? So I guess we don't have any other questions right now. I can just remind you that you can contact us using our websites, and just remind to also maybe to that you can participate in a contest in Sunroof using the website www.contest.sunroof.se. So I'm also inviting you to try, and thank you for the attention today. Thank you, Marek. Thank you, Karolina, and see you next time.
Yeah, see you. Bye.
Thank you for the
Bye-bye.
attention. See you next time. Have a nice afternoon. Bye.
Thanks. Thank you.